Huge warning for you guys. I think it is a Friday, is it? Tell me in the comments. Happy Friday, because I'm completely lost in the days these days. Too much work. Anyway, happy Friday. And we've seen quite a nice move from 108 to 126, so congratulations on that. However, I have a huge warning. Most people don't really anticipate what probably is going to come next. I just wanted to point out quite a few obvious things that, in my opinion, are a bit worrisome, but don't panic yet. Just let me break this down. I'll show you all the details. I'll show you some of the technicals. I'll show you my new trades. So I have a trade in, so I'll show you that as well. And so let's get straight into this. So first of all, I think what is worth mentioning is the news, before we come back to the chart, before we discuss the trades and stuff, that BLS is actually bringing back staff to get inflation report. So because right now the government is still shut down in the United States, and let's see how long it's going to take. But overall, they're actually, because everything is stuck. The market isn't really doing that very much. I mean, it kind of wants to see how it's going to all play out overall in terms of this government shutdown. So we are just waiting. And they're bringing back staff to get at least the inflation report out because we cannot even get macroeconomic data out. So that's kind of sucks, but I want to be quick about all of this. And I want to point out quite a few things because a lot of people right now are getting quite hysteric. They're getting very euphoric. But let's take a look at the details. I understand why that is. And certainly it makes me happy to see this here, which is the debasement trade analysis. And since 2020, which is just last 5 years, U.S. home prices have soared over 50% in dollar terms. So people investing in real estate are like, machine. But when measured in Bitcoin, they actually have collapsed 90%. 90%. So you might as well not bought that piece of shit brick. You might as well just bought Bitcoin, which is liquid. You can take it anywhere. It's self-sovereign. Nobody can trace it unless you put it on an exchange or something. So I don't know why people still buy all these things, gold, real estate, etc., when Bitcoin really is the clear winner in every single category for such a long time. So Bitcoin holders, congratulations. Me personally, I'd rent a house. I mean, the mansion I have here, I'm renting it for $1 million a year. I'd rather rent it and hold a lot of Bitcoin, which is going to outperform any rent I pay. So it's just common sense, it's just math, it's just logical. So going forward, what also is worth noting here, which is driving so much hype, which is driving so much euphoria right now when it comes to Bitcoin. Like altcoins, I know that what you're going to say, Thomas, there's no euphoria in the market. I'm talking about Bitcoin primarily and a couple of other coins. I'm not talking about the old season. So $5.1 trillion State Street says majority of institutional investors expect their digital asset exposure to double within the next 3 years. And people are like, you're saying, machine. So we're going to keep pumping like crazy for a long time to come, which is, I understand it's a logical expectation, but what I'm going to show you next is kind of going to crumble this theory. Long term, it's going to stay the same. However, short-term perspective is where people get liquidated, and this is where people lose money. So that's why pay attention to what I'm going to say. So this is overall long-term looks good, and this also looks beautiful. And like this is just floating around the internet so much that Bitcoin adoption has reached 4.7% globally, matching the internet's adoption level in 1999. So Bitcoin-wise, we are in 1999, and that's how tiny bitty. That's what it looks like. It's so small, it's so tiny. So it kind of is exciting, I understand. However, let's have a look at something else. If we actually go to the chart, before I show you my trade, let me explain my logic here a little bit more. We are seeing so much positivity overall, but look at Bitcoin. It's doing fine. I'm happy about it. I'm happy it's not down. It's fantastic. However, it's since, May of 25, when it hit like 111, like 121. Is that really the pump we want to see? If you look at accumulation of ETFs, look, there was one day, October the 6th, $1.2 billion accumulated of Bitcoin in the ETFs in one single day. The next day, almost $1 billion, then $500 million. Billions of dollars, billions are going into Bitcoin. And Bitcoin does what? It still is like, okay, we've broken the all-time high right here, 126. We're down to 121 again. We're back into the same range basically again since July of 25. If you look at Ethereum, it didn't even make an all-time high. And this is also a bit of worrisome by the smart money technique, which is called the quarterly theory. If you're a trader, you would know what that is. This is a big sign of weakness overall when there's this kind of a divergence between assets that, Ethereum is supposed to be a bit more powerful. And then if you study Ethereum and when it comes to the accumulation, it's still also strong. Like one of the days, it's like on the 6th, it was 200 million, 300 million, also billions of dollars flowing into Ethereum. And we ain't doing shit. So let me now, before I make my conclusion here, let me show you my trades I've taken, and then I'm going to kind of conclude as to what I'm thinking here and what my expectations here really are. I will show you the logic behind my trades as well. So I've taken a long trade on ETH on Evadex. Remember that Evadex is decentralized, it's self-custodial, it's anonymous, it's private, and you can build up XP points like on other perp dexes, the XP points that will be extremely useful down the road. I have like 180,000 XP points. And the more XP points you have, the higher level you have, the more cash back you get and the cheaper it is. So I've taken a long trade here. I've also taken a long trade on Bybit. And remember, there is also a link to Evadex down description in this video. And I've also taken a long trade on Bybit. And look, I've taken it perfectly. My last trades have been doing quite well. And I mean, my performance here is just pretty nice. I mean, I'm doing this for fun. Mainly my team is managing most of my trading, but still, some of the trades I take are pretty freaking fantastic. My stop loss here, both on Evadex and on Bybit, is at 4,140. Evadex, you can get 10% cash back on your trading fees with a link down in the description of this video. With Bybit, if you want a centralized solution, you can claim $100 in welcome rewards, or up to $30,000 initial deposit bonuses. But if you want to trust your money to an exchange, and if you want to complete the KYC, link to it also down in the description of this video. When you deposit either $300 into Bybit or into Evadex, you can actually get access to my trading community, which I'm going to link a video right here. You can actually watch it. It's like a 5-minute video where I detail how you can actually see all of my trades and all the trades I'm taking before everyone else, because I cannot make so many videos on YouTube. I'm a bit busy. So if you want to see my trades, my team also posts trades there. You can access it for absolutely free. You can see it for free. So check out this video. There is an instruction. Going back, the logic here, you can see that obviously it's a long trade and my stop loss on Ethereum is 4,140. So I'm risking like $6,000 here, whatever. I decided to risk randomly $6,000. So for me, the story is here quite simple. If you're seeing this kind of divergence here by the SMT and quarterly theory, and the Delta D60, which I didn't pull up here today, is also showing a tiny bit of weakness in the discrepancy between bids and asks, which is also quite an important indicator of the power of the market. We see, and now I'm concluding here, we see hype. We see good numbers. We see hopium that the inflation numbers will come out. We see this, we see this, we see this, all fantastic. And we see certainly crazy accumulation. But what is Bitcoin doing? Nothing. It's not doing much. Hitting the all-time high barely. I want to see, with all of this happening, I want to see Bitcoin at 150, 160, 170. My minimum target is like 150. It's not happening. So the more I look at it, the more it seems like it's just losing steam, kind of. I mean, it's kind of grinding up, but it's like it's slowly losing momentum. We want to either momentum to explode, or we kind of are expecting a correction just because the momentum is being lost. So therefore, the reason why I've taken long trades, I've taken a long trade off of an important level. Same thing, like the same logic is over on Evadex. So it's basically almost the same entry points. For me, when it comes to Bitcoin, if we don't hold this level right here, because this level right here is like 119, historically, remember we spoke about this level so many times, it has been quite important for us. So if we don't hold it, like, I mean, the door opens like 112. And again, we could be just in this channel grinding up and down and up and down and up and down, and then finally break up or down, all of which we'll try to trade. But overall, I just don't want to risk it too much. That's why also my trade isn't that very big. But the best area, like technically, not to bore you to death here with this, would be 106 to 107. Like this would be fantastic. Possibilities like also 110, but 105. This area here in general would be just such a freaking magnet. So despite this, I've still taken a long on ETH, but if it doesn't play out, I will try to work with the level of 3,900, and then one of the best and juiciest would be like 3,500. So, because, and again, it would also be a beautiful formation, which is shoulder, head, some kind of a shoulder created here, and then I don't know, maybe bounce off of here. But we'll see how it goes, because right now the market is showing quite a bit of weakness. And long-term perspective, yes, powerful. Short-term perspective, it's a bit weak. I'm still telling you, still taking a long, just in case if we do turn around from here technically, but I don't have high hopes for this, just being absolutely honest. And my take profit is like 4,500. So if we move here, just this nice movement, the logic is very simple. This is the logic here. This is also something we posted in our community, which once again, there was a video that I tagged in a screen. You can go check it out. The logic is, and it actually was posted before, like when Ethereum, it was at like 4,500. So the logic is, if we come down to like this 42 whatever area, we could bounce to this level of 4,500 again, just to retest it and possibly even go into a short trade to the level of 3,900. So it's just technical. And with the current weakness of the market, it kind of could make sense for us to come back to it and then go see some lower prices, just because there's a lot of weakness in the market. Anyway, check out this quick tutorial popping up on the screen. I've done like a 1-hour trading course for beginners who want to get into trading, understand my logic behind trades I'm taking, some risk management rules. Go check it out and have an amazing weekend.